Almost 2 years have passed since the Hamas assault of October 7, 2023, a day in which 1,139 people were killed inside Israel and around 200 hostages were taken into Gaza. In the immediate aftermath, Israel set itself a clear mission to free Gaza from the control of Hamas, dismantle its military infrastructure, and ensure the territory would never again be used as a base for attacks on Israeli civilians. Yet, nearly 2 years later, that mission remains incomplete. One of the key obstacles prolonging the campaign has been the network of tall, high-rise buildings in Gaza that Hamas has turned into fortified positions, command hubs, and weapons storage sites. These structures, dominating the urban skyline, have become both tactical assets for Hamas and operational challenges for Israel. And so, the question arises, is the destruction of these towers justified? The evidence shows that these high-rise structures are not neutral civilian landmarks. They have been systematically converted into military assets. For instance, the Mushtaha Tower in western Gaza City was struck after Israeli intelligence confirmed it had been transformed into a Hamas stronghold, housing surveillance systems, sniper positions, anti-tank missile teams, and command and control facilities. Similarly, the Susi Tower met the same fate after assessments revealed it was being used by Hamas militants to coordinate operations. This is not conjecture, it is consistent with a documented pattern. In May 2021, the Al-Jala Tower, which housed Hamas military intelligence alongside media offices, was targeted after intelligence was shared with allied governments. In the 2014 Gaza conflict, towers such as Al-Basha and Al-Zafir were destroyed for similar reasons. These are not arbitrary demolitions. They are the neutralization of militarized positions embedded in the urban skyline. The operational logic is clear. In dense urban warfare, height is power. From upper floors, Hamas can observe Israeli troop movements, direct mortar and rocket fire, and control access routes. These towers are often linked to the subterranean tunnel network, serving as above-ground command posts that feed directly into underground bunkers. To leave them standing is to allow the adversary a vertical advantage over the battlefield, prolonging the conflict and increasing the risk to both Israeli soldiers and Palestinian civilians. Much has been made of the images of these buildings collapsing, broadcast around the world. But the very reason such footage exists is because Israel issues advance warnings before striking. The Israel Defense Forces employ a range of measures, phone calls, text messages, leaflet drops, and the so-called roof knock to alert civilians to evacuate. In the case of the Mushtaha Tower, evacuation orders were issued earlier the same day. These warnings often allow Hamas operatives to escape, sacrificing tactical surprise, but they are given to minimize civilian casualties. The paradox is that the same humanitarian precautions that save lives also create the spectacle that critics misinterpret as indiscriminate destruction. Under the laws of armed conflict, civilian objects lose their protection when used for military purposes. Hamas's deliberate embedding of fighters, weapons, and command infrastructure within civilian high-rises constitutes the use of human shields, a violation of international humanitarian law. The Israel's targeting process, which includes intelligence verification, legal review, and proportionality assessments, is designed to ensure that strikes are directed only at legitimate military objectives and that incidental harm to civilians is not excessive in relation to the anticipated military advantage. The destruction of these towers is not collective punishment. It is the removal of fortified enemy positions in the heart of a battlefield. The responsibility for the loss of these structures lies with those who militarize them, not with the force that dismantled that militarization. Every day that such positions remain intact is another day that hostages remain in captivity, rockets remain in launchers, and the cycle of attack and counterattack continues. After nearly 2 years of fighting, the continued existence of Hamas's fortified positions inside Gaza's high-rises is one of the principal reasons Israel has yet to declare its mission complete. Removing these positions, even at the cost of Gaza's skyline, is a military necessity aimed at ending the war on terms that prevent its repetition. The law does not require a state to absorb repeated attacks from a fortified enemy embedded in civilian infrastructure. It requires that the state distinguish between civilians and combatants, that it take feasible precautions to spare the former, and that it direct its force only at legitimate military objectives. on the evidence. That is precisely what Israel has done.